keep on mixing it. Just a light coat of flouring. Oh, this is beautiful. These beautiful glacé cherries. Now all the cherries has been tumbled around in a little bit of flour, and it's just dropped into the mixture, the cake mixture. All we need now is again to fold it. Okay, just tumble the mixture carefully. Never during a cake making process, in the last stage after you put the or add the flour, never use your manpower and mix everything up, especially with a blender. It'll just spoil the effect of it, and all the beautiful air you had taken so much time to get it in, that'll all deflate. So we have to be very careful in that. Now what we need to do is we need to transfer it into a cake pan. Okay, now this cake pan is a silicone cake pan, so it does not need greasing. Now otherwise it would need greasing. You all know how to prepare a cake pan, don't you? First of all, you have to butter the pan, okay, whatever pan you're using. Now this is a big mixture. There's a lot of cake mixture, so you need a big pan. Okay, so for this, now I don't need to grease this in particular, but otherwise grease the pan and then flour it. Now just hold this, transfer this mixture into the cake pan, and make sure you keep a little indentation in the middle. Okay, so push it to the sides. Don't keep the middle of the cake humped up, because what it will do is, or what it tends to be is, the cake will rise like this, a dome shape. It's not what we want, and it'll all crack. No, we don't want that. So what we have to do is spread it to the sides and make a little hollow or indentation in the middle. Okay, these are the techniques of Jagee. Now the cake batter has been transferred into the cake pan, the prepared cake pan, and I have switched on my oven, and that is around 180 degrees. Okay, 180, preheated for 10 minutes, and then we're going to bake it for 55 to 60 minutes. Depending upon your oven. Always, I told you, ovens vary, so you have to be careful. You have to learn the behavior of your oven. In my oven, it took 55 minutes, or it will take 55 minutes. Okay, now for the decoration, what we have to do is, on top, we have to arrange some cherries. Okay, now the easy way is dip in a little bit of flour, the end portion or the bottom portion, and just keep it in. Don't press it in, because while this bakes, okay, the flour is going to rise up. The cake batter is going to rise up, and it's going to engulf the cherries. So just touch it. Don't poke it in. You'll be tempted to just poke it in. Don't poke it in. Just put some flours, and then just touch it. That's all. Nothing else. Now, since this is a silicone pan and it will wiggle woggle all over the place, I have to put it on the oven grill pan, okay, and take it. Otherwise, probably I plop it down when I actually put it in the oven. So here I go. In fact, the grill is a bit hot, so I'm going to use my oven gloves. Come with me. And then in you go, my Christmas baby. Yeah. Bake, darling, bake. Yes, after 55 minutes, it will be done. You'll be ready with your moist cherry and almond cake. Be ready, yeah? Okay, now it's been 60 minutes, 55 to 60 minutes. The cake must be done. Now, it depends upon your oven, okay? In mine, it took around 55 minutes. Let's see how it's done, okay? Okay. I'll take it out with the grill because I've got the silicone pan. So if I take it, it's going to wobble. So carefully. There, my cake is done. So beautiful, isn't it? Now, what I have to do is I have to well, demold it. And there's a process. Now, the final product is supposed to be in this cake stand. So what I have to do is, first of all, I have to demold it into this plate. Okay. So be careful and demold it. Yes. And then finally, what I have to do is take the cake stand and demold it into this. And there, that's done. Okay, so you can notice the cherries are sunken a little bit. It's okay, that's how it is going to be. Now, what I have to do first is, the cake is done. Now, you can actually gloss over a little bit of honey if you want to, but it's sweet enough as it is. What I'm going to do is, because it's a cherry and almond cake, we've got the cherries on top, and we're going to actually coat the sides, okay? Coat the sides of the cake with almond meal or almond mixture. That is this, okay? Let's take this out. Now, this has been bashed almonds. Now, you can do cashew nuts if you want to, but here I've done almonds because it's an almond and cherry cake. Take some butter. Now, all we have to do is dab in some butter. You can, if you want to, do an extra icing. That is, if you take 50 grams of butter, we add around 50 grams of icing sugar and then coat it and then put it on. But I don't want the extra sugar, no. So I'm just putting unsalted butter, okay, just the side of it. And it should be soft butter, otherwise it's not going to spread. So just paint the unsalted butter on the side of the cake. Not too much, don't put a whole lot, just put enough so that the almond meal or the almond mixture of nuts, the chopped nuts, would just stick to it, okay? Don't need a whole lot. Now, we've got our bashed almonds. Carefully, very carefully, now this is optional. You can, if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, leave it. But it really does, it really gives a festive look to it. And besides, there is almond and cherry in this cake. So obviously, this would be the apt, precise thing to do, to decorate. I actually think that the almond mixture, which has fallen down, it looks beautiful. So, Merry Christmas. My cake is decorated. Well, it looks wonderful with cherry and almonds on it. And yes, it is a cherry and almond cake. Just for you, for Christmas, on the Festival of Cakes. And yes, this can be eaten like we all do with a glass of wine. Cake and wine is really good. And yes, you will all enjoy it, I know. So I wish you all a wonderful, Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful, wonderful time, and make sure to make this, okay, for your family. Enjoy.